I'm joined now by Jake Zahnow, who's a co-founder of the Bright Path Sports Partners, major investor in Ipswich earlier this year. Tell me first how the investment came about.
Well, we learned about the investment through our friend Ed Schwartz of ORG, who represents the Arizona PSPRS, which is a pension fund out of Arizona. And they were looking to raise capital, and this team was in League One. And we had the incredible opportunity to go over and actually attend the promotion game from League One into the championship. And for anyone that loves soccer, doesn't matter what level, when you get promoted to the next level, it was truly exciting.
So that was, 16, 17 months ago. So it wasn't an investment that happened quickly. You were looking throughout the championship season as to whether to press go.
Well, at that weekend of that game, we became hooked, of course. We got to know management, and over the following summer, really had an opportunity to meet Mark Ashton and his entire team, and that's really where we fell in love with the investment.
And so Mark Ashton's the chairman, CEO.
Mark Ashton, the chairman and CEO, and he put together an incredible team to run the club. And, you know, as I think many people know, Ipswich Town had been suffering in the lower levels for many years, and Mark really had a vision to take the team forward. So we invested in that vision, invested in Mark, and we're proud to say now we're partners with PSPRS and Mark in this team. And during that ride, Mark got the team promoted.
And you're certainly not the first Americans to invest in a British football club. Tell me about the process of getting investors on board and how receptive you found Americans to be to investing in a British club.
Yeah, that's a great question. Certainly there's a lot of, the English football pyramid is at the top of the world. And so it was really, frankly, easy to get interest in investing in England or in English football. But frankly, Ipswich Town did not have the brand that certainly some other football clubs have in the U.S. But once we educated our investors on the club, the history, its catchment area, its supporters, its relative lack of competition for support from other types of sports in Suffolk County, it not only turned them on from a financial perspective, but also from a fan perspective. So, frankly, and by the way, the performance on the field during the championship helped enormously. So, knock on wood, it was easier than we expected.
And you made the investment March time, so the team was clearly riding high in the championship.
Very much so.
But by no means guaranteed promotion
For sure.
at that stage. Talk me through the last couple of months of the season after you'd made the investment, waiting to see if you were going to be invested in a Premier League club.
Well, certainly, James, moving the club into the Premier League was always in our plan. And while it was never in our first-year plan, and so we had tempered the expectations of all of our investors that this is a long-term investment. We're in this for the long haul. It's going to be bumpy, up and down. So we set the expectations fairly conservatively, and might I say low. And yet we had our fingers crossed the entire time. And when we closed in March, we certainly knew that there was an opportunity to get promoted, but there was certainly not a guarantee, and we had a lot of great competition that we had to face along the way.
What was it like waiting for the final whistle against Huddersfield to get promoted?
Well, we had to chew our fingernails off, but it was absolutely amazing. I was there with a bunch of our investors. I was honored and fortunate to take my son with me, and frankly, it was one of the best days of my life. It was amazing. And for the fans of Ipswich, and certainly Mark and his team, who saw this opportunity 3 years ago when the team was in League One, I mean, it was incredible.
Final question then, something which is alien to the American concept is promotion relegation. Ipswich now in the Premier League, but of course, again, by no means certain to stay in the Premier League. It's a tough league. So as an investor, how do you plan for the possibility of relegation and maybe another promotion? It's very hard to know exactly which league you're going to be in. So how does that work as an investor?
You know, that's a really interesting question. Again, we've looked at this as a long-term investment. We are way ahead of plan right now. If, God forbid, we get relegated at some point in the future, our commitment to the team will be the same as when we close in March. We believe that Mark and his team are building a foundation that's not going to keep us up for 1 year, that's going to keep us up for the long term. And we understand that in the short term, there's going to be some bumps. That does not dissuade or discourage myself, my partners, or our investors. We're in this for the long haul, and we have every reason to believe that this management team is going to build a long-term success in Suffolk County for Ipswich Town Football Club.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.